Okay, so those of you in OCP know this, but our job postings generally are not going to call for a social worker. Instead, some other terms that you might want to look for are things like analyst, associate, administrator, researcher, specialist, coordinator, liaison, fellow, manager, any of those types of nouns, combined with the words policy, program, grants, research, leadership, development. So you might see a position for a policy associate or a program associate, those kind of words. So it gets a little more complicated, I think, looking for these jobs because you're not going to find it just looking for social work if you're looking for a macro practice related employment opportunity. Also keep in mind that when we are seeking these jobs, we tend to be competing with people outside of social work. So we might be competing with public administrators, public health practitioners, urban planners, public policy practitioners, and people with master's degrees in arts and science, MS degrees, essentially. So when you're thinking about tailoring your cover letters, thinking about that. Like what are they really looking for here? And then what is your unique capacity as a social worker to contribute to this organization? So looking at mission, looking at your social justice focus, those kind of things might set you apart from someone that has a master's in science degree, for example. So it's I think you do have to be a little more creative at trying to sell yourself in these types of positions because they tend to be more broad and they might not even say, we're looking for someone with social work experience. Do not apply because of that. I would say they just don't necessarily think that macro social workers exist or they don't have an understanding that we do things outside of micro context. So because it doesn't say that they're looking for a social worker, I would say that's not a reason not to apply. And then lastly, I would say that in my macro practice experience, something that was really helpful to me is negotiating around things besides salary. So salary is really important. I don't want to undermine it, but I had the most job satisfaction when I was able to negotiate things that I was doing in my job that really made me happy. So I was a trainer, and that was important, but I also got to do research, and I was able to negotiate that as part of my job as opposed to just focusing on salary or monetary benefits. So thinking about those other things that really you want to do in your life, in your career, and ways you want to grow, and factoring that into your negotiation process, particularly if you're looking at grassroots, small, community-based organizations.